Ah, there we had some vultures coming up. Let's see if we can get some up. What the? Oh. And welcome to another 7 Days to Die video. And what base is that in the distance? It's actually my survival base here on the Veddite sub-server, where I have a group of patrons who are playing, as well as Twitch subscribers. And I've been building all this in survival. A bit of concrete, some steel, and I thought I would give a bit of a walkthrough of where I am as far as my base goes, as what I've done with it, as well as the horde base component, which you can probably see there, the walkway up, the corridor leading in, and how I'm actually killing the zombies. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna see if I can actually land here with okay. Okay, no. Okay. So I'm. Yes, this was exactly where I wanted to land. Yes, no. Okay. Okay. Yes. Just like I planned it. Let's pick this one up. So yes, just like I planned it. I mean, it's yeah. Anyway, let's forget about that. So let's start by on the outside. Even though I am now on the inside, and I do have a drawbridge here. So I made a bit of a usual ramp up, and everything is not painted, as you can see, but I do have a motion sensor that will open up my drawbridge. And you also notice when I stepped on this trigger plate, it also opened up. So I've chained, of course, to my generator, to the trigger plate and to the motion sensor. So regardless of which side I enter on, it will, enter or exit, it will actually open up. And this is where I park my bikes. And this is someone else's bike that I gave them. And just a small little farm coming in here that you might have seen on my farming guide. Works pretty okay here. I haven't quite decided what I was going to do, so I just left it open. Let's get to the horde base in a while. Let's go up here to the next level. I do have another place down here, which is actually where I started this base. I just hollowed out some space here. I got a lot of the resources, did all my smelting and everything, just because I needed somewhere safe. And you'll see it's actually outside of the base proper, or when the screamers were coming. And I used all this space and digging down quite a distance down there to find some coal and nitrate and lead and everything, just to get all the resources so that I could build everything else. And I started painting it, but then I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with this downstairs. Maybe a bunker. And hopefully you enjoy this base walkthrough, and I'm going to be fighting the horde as well in my little horde base here as well. So you'll see a fairly high game stage horde. Let's say it's 2, 3, 4. So it's not really low. It's not, I mean, obviously it's not super high. And with my zombies coming in here, we'll see how that works. And this is just my usual crafting area and everything. I haven't quite done it up the way I want to. I did a bit of a kitchen. Started to get my... there's a screamer coming in. Right, she can just join, and she'll probably make her way there and die. So I started making my refrigerator, my coffee maker, and all those things, and those are not in vanilla. Well, they are, and they are not. So one of the problems I realized is that I wanted to make a refrigerator, and there isn't any. You used to be able to craft a refrigerator, and then in Alpha 8 and you couldn't. So I started making on a modlet that allows me to do just that. And let me see if I can find not this one, so this one. So I've been making a model, and I will be releasing it probably this week or next week or something, but basically allowing you to craft this shape menu, expanded kitchen furniture, where you can select, some of these things that you might want to have in your kitchen. Your trash compactor and your soda fountain, oven, sink, and or double trash compactor. Well, anyway, microwave oven and washing machine and stuff like that. And I also was expanding that to some construction material that maybe you want to place down just for the fun of it, to make it look good. And let me do the last one. Some of them for the technology, in case you wanted to have your satellite dish or just a control panel, which are actually pretty cool in a base, I think. Oh, lastly, your home furniture. I mean, everyone wants to have like a pool table or ceiling fan, or I don't know, a bathtub. So I actually even made a small little toilet here. Bathtub you can't craft normally. Obviously, toilets you can, just to make it look a little bit nicer as you come home and have somewhere to, wash off after a grimy night. So I've been working on that modelet, and I will be releasing it soon. Haven't done a lot more other than coming up here on this floor. There's going to be probably a chill out lounge. I put in a couple of balconies and everything, and then I'm building upwards for sort of the sleeping areas with you know, I'll put in my bed and have a small little balcony there and a garden area as well. So this is the basic base, and of course it's going to be improved even more. I do need to paint it, but let's go look at the horde base component where I will be fighting tonight. So it's got a few levels, and let's come in here. If you saw from previously, it was a corridor in. I do have my poles. I have these ones so they slide down, and then I have a bunch of traps down there. And I have so that I can prevent the zombies from coming in. I do have some lay traps on the outside that I usually turn off because I don't want them to trigger off the demolishers. Coming up here, I have a space where I can stand and shoot. Hopefully it still makes them aggro on me and come down here and not try to bash somewhere else. Of course, these ones are really nice. I like these ones, having the hatches that you can open and close, because it does allow you to have a really good visibility, but you can close them so you don't get the vision through, so you minimize the amount of cop vomit that you have. And yep, that's this level. Let me go down and show how it looks below, and that's another part that is working really well, where I have put in these wedges and these wedge tips. And why do I do that? Zombies can actually get through here, which is good. Even dogs and stuff like that don't get through, but you can actually loot. So after a Blood Moon Horde, especially after demolishes, I end up being able to loot and get a fair bit of loot down here. And I have dart traps on each side. I'm going to actually turn on these ones. The bottom ones I normally turn off unless it's Horde Night, because they are not needed. For normal hordes, they actually are overkill and just waste a lot of ammo. But did that one go? No. Sometimes it double ticks. I don't know why. And I have my generator in here. Let me make sure it's fuel. Yeah, it doesn't really... Oh, I keep it running the whole time because it's being triggered by tripwire. So it's taking like 4 watt the whole time, and that's it. Here I put in some arrow slits because I was thinking that if I really needed to, I could put in extra dart traps to shoot through here. But I've noticed it doesn't really seem to be needed. But we'll see. Maybe that's something that changes as the hordes grow stronger. So I'm just gonna put in a bit more traps around here and wait for the night to start. It should be pretty alright. I don't think they're gonna break through. One trick that you might want to consider using is doubling up or tripling up the spikes here. And the reason for that is that it sort of acts like a barrier. So the zombies like to avoid them because they feel that it's a metal barrier. And just having extra spikes just helps to thin out any stragglers that come up to your walls so that they die. Because most of them will try to just go up the ramp instead. Some of them decide that they prefer to just go the straight direction, and having some spikes will kill them. Normally I don't have to replace a lot of them because it's not the main area where the zombies will be spawning. I did have a kind of a funny thing where I did a stream where I was fighting on the drawbridge area, and it's fairly interesting because in Alpha 18 they have decreased the spawn distance for the Blood Moon Horde to something like 50, and they were, instead of spawning outside of the walls, they were actually spawning right inside here. It was probably right below right above 50 blocks. So the zombies were spawning inside of my base, and that was doing a lot more damage than I get when they're spawning outside. So outside, all good. Inside, it's a little bit of a problem because they were fighting to beat their way out. So one thing I am going to do that I didn't do last time is I'm going to put a junk turret up here. And the reason is when I did a Blood Moon Horde last time, I just had a wooden structure here, like some people might have seen on my stream. And I had probably about 5, 6, sometimes 7 vultures here when I was playing with another player. So we had 16 concurrent zombies, and I just kept getting vultures that were on top here. And obviously I don't go out very much because I was standing inside of the wooden structure, and they were just piling up there. So when I came out, I just got mobbed by probably about 5 or 6 of the vultures. So I thought if I put a turret here, it'll help to take them out. I'm probably going to do a shotgun turret at some point, but the junk turret works just as a sort of a short way. Let me see if it's the correct one. Yes, that's not the super good one. It's the reasonably good one. And because I do have See my skills here. I do have advanced engineering up to 5, so I do get a lot of experience from the trap kills, electrical trap kills, and I have turret syndrome, so I can have 2 deployed traps active at once, which is fairly good. Let me see if I have enough. Yeah, I got a fair bit of that. So and I have a fair bit of ammo as well. I'm gonna bring some more armor piercing just in case I end up having any. Do that. Any demolishers? Demolishers are usually fairly alright even with this, but it's good to have a way to deal with them. I'm gonna put some more of this. I'm gonna eat one of these. Let's carry one of that. But this is just a little bit of preparation. I'll be back in a moment when the Blood Moon Horde is starting. And the Blood Moon Horde is now starting. Let's see if we can see where they're going to be coming from. Oh, they're coming from the front. That's good. Or reasonably the front. Yep, here they are. And you should be seeing them getting electrocuted down there, which is obviously useful. And then dying, melting really, really fast when they get down there. You saw that was literally half a second, quarter of a second. And yeah, they all run down here. Perfect. This is what I wanted. Now, I do have a bit of an issue when there are cops there. Last time I actually had this one too lower. So cops that were outside would see me and start spitting at me, which is obviously not good because it cost a lot of damage. Now, by building this up, it means that they will not be able to see me unless they're coming from the front. So, is he stuck there? Interesting. You see one guy seem to be stuck there. I've seen the zombie bears get stuck on ramps. People were saying that sometimes that... Oh, see, that's the soldier one. Well, he dies really fast. The dart traps are really, really good. They really melt them. When I did a horde... oh, yep, closed that one just in time. It would basically take about 2,500 to 4,000 darts, iron darts, during the whole horde. Ooh, headshot. Oh no, he didn't die. He'll die there anyway. But let's see, if I go up here, let's see if they keep running here. The thing is that they have to have a path to me, and I think with the ladder up, that should constitute as a path. Yep. Oh, that works really well. And what the... Oh, okay, they're up on the ramp. That's all right. They'll come here anyway. So even if I'm up here, and that's the reason I wanted to have this one, because I wanted to be able to stand out here and shoot if I... Let's say they're coming from here or having a good vantage point. And that seems to work really well. I don't see any of... Yep, I don't see any of the vultures coming in either. I haven't heard... Oh, whoa. Oh, he was jumping really high. Did he get in? I don't... No, he didn't get in. So, this is my little base and my horde base. And as you can see, I'm just racking up the experience. I'm not even wasting my ammo. I mean, I could. Obviously, if I want to, I can just stand here and shoot. But I don't really have to if I don't want to. And this is obviously not a... This is not necessarily a base that I would use all the time for fighting. But I wanted somewhere that was safe. So that if I just wanted to idle out the horde, I could do that. And you can just stand here and get some headshots just to sort of weaken them before they fall down, so you waste less of the darts. And of course it can get a little bit boring if you don't get to do any shooting yourself, but it's really, really effective. Let's see. I'm thinking about, do I need a way to get up here? I'm thinking about it. And I also made some of these ones in case I wanted to be able to have a much better vantage point. As you can see, this works really well. One of the things I was also doing with this build, and let me, I think I have to go down. I was making so that you can put down your junk turret. The junk turrets are really, really good, and they can really help slow down the zombies. In this case, it doesn't really help because they still die when they fall down. I did make, let me see if I can get up there. Yep. I put so that if I wanted to get them to like this, I think that they will still, yep, they'll still start shooting them, but again, it doesn't really help that much because, well, even if they're being shot here in the back, they will still fall down. Now, because I'm up here and they don't really have any path to me, they don't really like it. So you have to be really careful about your pathing. And now this one, yep, she's going to come back here. If you don't give them a path to where you are, then, you know, they get really frustrated. They'll be beating and they'll be digging and they'll be mining and they'll be trying to bash their way through, which is not what you want. With the design like this, you basically just want them to come over. And let me see if I can do this. Let's quickly go down. One of the challenge when you go down is that if... yeah, see? Get some loot. Is that if you stay down here too long, the zombies might decide that they have no path to you and start doing their mining. And crap, I removed my ladders, and I think that's what's happening now. They decided that they have no way through. Yep. Come on, fall down. So you don't want to do... Oh, did they go anywhere else? No. Oh yeah, you're here? Oh, he's... there's a demolisher. Oh, we just got a demolisher, right. That's a little bit annoying. If you hear a demolisher on the right side, right as I went down, so he might be a little bit frustrated and decided he does not... Oh, now he's coming. Alright, so now you get to see how it works against down there. So he fell down. He's taking the hits. And he's been knocked down. No, he's dead. Unfortunately, I got hit just by a dumb spider. But as you saw, he got taken out. So even demolishers get taken out. And the good thing about the demolishers is that I think that they have a loot drop rate of something like a third. Oh, here we get another one. Okay, let's see if we can get that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's dead. You don't get a lot of experience, unfortunately. But you can get a lot of loot. Oh, yeah, one more. And see, he does a lot of damage if he starts beating the walls. But because he does 1, 2, he's getting some hits in, and then he's dead. Because he gets stunned, that really restricts him from doing a lot of damage through the walls. And there are normally some damage. And I think that's one of the loot bags from him, but whoa, but not enough to get through because it's all steel. So if you notice, I'm using armor piercing bullets here, which can penetrate 2 because I'm using AK-47. Oh, I missed him there. So I can actually shoot 2 of them at once. If you have spec'd into your marksman rifle, that unfortunately I haven't, under perception, which is the Deadeye, you can get really, really good kills here by penetrating up to 5 at a time. Now that mostly helps, oh, again the level, that mostly helps if you have a lot more concurrent zombies, 8 at a time, because they come, so I got her in the knee, because they come in small groups, 1 or 2 at a time, it doesn't really help that much to penetrate. Oh, getting a lot of demolishers actually, and I'm surprised that it's as effective as it is. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait out the horde here, and oh, once in a while you do get some fun. You know, it gets boring if you don't get to beat any of these ones. Sometimes you get them to come through, especially the spiders. None of the rest can actually make it in. Ah, there we had some vultures coming up. Let's see if we can get some up. What the? Oh. Whoa, she actually made it through. That is quite amazing. That's the first time this ever happened. So that shows that they do have a path up to me, since apparently they can make their way up here. Well, really nice. He must have been a really fast runner. But see if we can get these on coming here. Don't want to waste all the ammo on them. Oh, we're getting... Yep, some more demolishers. Hopefully should be taken care of. Yep. Oh, you see the... Here they are. Oh, they're coming down. Come on. Yes, come down and take them out. Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect. Nice. Alright, that worked just like a charm. And there, morning came. And let's just finish off the last of the zombies. I'm going to take a bit of a tour to see what the damage was. Don't think it's going to be too much. Alright, let's look. A little bit of damage from cop vomit, and again, I haven't upgraded these ones to reinforced concrete yet, but obviously there was no risk of them breaking. Here's a little bit of damage here. There's occasional beating. There was actually a cop that I was shooting at, and he fell down and exploded, and one exploded over there as well. That obviously does a little bit of damage. Let's go down here. Some stragglers might be coming. Oh, there's even more loot. Let me just grab all this loot. I don't necessarily have the space for it. Let's see. And yep, the last one are coming here. And let's see. Anything good? Ooh, actually, that's not too bad. Let's put in things and up here so we can keep going. Alright, and let's have a look. You see a little bit of damage on everywhere because they do beat a little bit, or the one of the cop that exploded. Let's see here. Nothing anywhere close to getting through. This one has been pummeled a little bit because this is where the demolisher will actually be, usually will be coming through here. I noticed. And let's see at the traps. The dart traps I've used up about 300 each. So that's 300. These one a little bit more. Maybe they come a bit more on that side because that's where I'm standing. So these ones 4 times 500. That's 200 plus 3 times. It's about 3,200 all throughout the whole horde, which is really not too bad at all. And I think this is from before. I have to repair it. I'm going to do something else here. That's why I sort of wall this in. So if they do jump out or fall down, I was going to use the powered garage door to block it off. All here is fine. Anything? Maybe some occasional small damage, but let's go outside. Okay, so we're happy on the roof here. Let's go and see. Up here, these ones didn't really take damage because I didn't even use them. No, pretty much that. And here I got some. There was a cop that exploded, and I think that'll account for pretty much most of it. Not all. There is probably some digging as well, especially when I go down to loot. Here's pretty all right. Let's make sure I have my weapon ready. Yes. And this is what you get sometimes walking through. And let's make sure I get in here. Oh yeah, they definitely got lost. Okay, so let me just take these ones out. Always make sure you harvest the dogs and the bears because they give a fair bit of bones, and they give a little bit of fat for the bears, I believe. Anyway, so let's have a look out here. So all these spikes were fine. There were some damage here on these spikes that were outside, especially when they fall down. They like to fall down from that side. I haven't really beaten any on the outside. There's always going to be a little bit of vomit damage. Come here, nothing. I think they came here, walked up on these spikes, died, and once this path is free, they decide that, hey, these are pretty bad. I don't want to run into them because it's a steel wall. So this is the walkthrough of my survival multiplayer server, the Veddite server base, which has obviously, it's nowhere near finished, but it's working fairly well as far as the horde base or the zombie component, and a lot of the rest is just to build it up, decorate it, put in all the blocks, and paint and paint and paint. And I kind of like it. I do need to expand this even more to make it better. I haven't quite decided exactly, but probably some water corridor to slow them down and something to block all the cops as they come in. And of course, this is not going to be the only place where I'll be fighting the zombies. I do have plenty of space around here to build some other horde base to experiment with and just have fun. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and why not send me some pictures of your own bases as well. Come join me on my Discord and post some of the pictures there. I would definitely love to see it. And if you enjoy this, well, let me know what you think I should be doing here. So I usually stream on twitch.tv/Veddite42 on Saturdays around 11 AM EST, and that's American time. And I invite all of you to come and have a look, to hang out, chill out. And this is my sub server, so Twitch subs, even the Twitch Prime subscribers are welcome to join here. Or the Veddites to support me on Patreon, patreon.com/Veddite42. But I'll get back to doing some repairs, doing some more building, and I'll catch you again next time.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the Veddite community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.